Hey guys, chapter 6, section 5 video here for you. We're going to work again another video on how can I find the percent change. So hopefully you saw the prior video. Percent change is when something's going up or something's going down. So to start off our notes today, we're going to make a little T-chart of increase versus decrease. If something's going up, we call that an increase, and if something's going down, we call that a decrease. So we're going to T-chart this and write down some facts. Okay, so what's the difference between these? Well, first off, their equations are very similar. For increase, all we do is find the percent by saying P equals the increase divided by the original. Now remember what original means. It's what you started with. Whatever you started with is your original. The decrease equation is pretty much the same thing. It's percent equals decrease over original. So same setup. An increase is what we call a positive thing. Now, in real life, it's not always positive, I guess. Like if I told you the number of sick people in your family increased, I guess that would be really bad, wouldn't it? But it's still calculated with a positive number. And a decrease is calculated with a negative number. So it's very important to remember that mathematically, an increase is positive and a decrease is negative. Now we're going to try some problems where we use our equation. And our first example is we're going to say you had 14 pencils in your locker and now you have 56 pencils. So right away when I read this problem, I'm like, oh, it's an increase problem. It went from 14 to 56. It went up. So I'm going to set it up with an increase equation. P equals the increase over the original. Now, the original is what you started with. We started with 14 pencils. But the increase is 42. You went from 14 to 56. That's an increase of 42 pencils. So we take our calculator and we divide it. 42 divided by 14. Well, that's 3. But we're trying to find the percent. So what we have to do now is move the imaginary decimal. It's kind of at the end of 3 there. And it's actually 300%. So the pencils in your locker increase at a total of 300%. That's a huge increase, 300%. Okay, let's do another problem, example 2. Let's say there were 90 students in a grade, and it went down to 75 students. Well, just saying it went down is a big clue there that it's a decrease problem, 90 to 75. So we're going to use the decrease formula. P equals decrease over original. Now, originally there were 90 students. That's what you started with. But it dropped to 75, so that's a drop of 15. So minus 15, they went down 15 students. Now negative 15 divided by 90 is negative 0.16 repeated. It's like 6666666. So we're going to move that decimal to get that percent, and that means it's a negative 16.6 repeated percent. So it went down 16%, 16.6 repeated technically. Okay, your turn. You get to try. I'm going to give you 2 questions here, an A and a B. Here they are. I want you to pause the video and see if you can calculate the percent change. Go ahead and hit that pause button on your device, and good luck. All right, you ready to check your answer? Have you solved both of these? We're going to go through it. So 45 tickets to 10 tickets. That's a decrease problem. It's gone down. It started with originally 45, but it has dropped 35 tickets down, so minus 35 over 45. So we're going to divide this fraction. Negative 35 divided by 45 is negative 0.7 repeated, so 7777777, which means if you move the decimal, 77.7 repeated percent. So negative 77.7% is your drop. How did you do? Did you get the same answer as me? Oh, I hope so. Okay, here's B. You had 4 bunnies, and now you have 24 bunnies. We won't get into the logistics of how that happens, but this is definitely an increase problem. So P equals increase over original. Well, we originally had 4, but it has increased 20 more bunnies. So 20 divided by 4, oh, I don't need a calculator, that's 5. But move that imaginary decimal that you cannot see, and it's actually 500%. Your bunnies have increased a whole 500%. Wow, it's a huge increase. Okay, so wrapping up the video, just remember, increase and decrease are kind of opposites of each other. Increase is positive, decrease is negative, and their equations look very similar. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.